I'd like to start off in thanks to Practice Gallery for putting together this event and Dave Q for the idea, well appropriated idea. Thank you, Michael Patton. Temple Gallery, Contemporary for the juice box and crackers. Our Devil's Advocate, local scenester, Matt Golaski. And last but certainly not least, you, survivors, for even considering to have artists on your life raft. I mean, IMHO, for real, artists are the most egotistical, selfish, narcissistic, pretentious, delusional a-holes you will ever beat. Yet here we are today, the end of the world, and you have chosen to hear us out. This raft must be sailing off to utopia or communism. I'll let you be the judge. Though really, the anomaly we're here to discuss tonight is the Artist Collective. How out of need and lack of financial support the Artist Collective arose. Because we had to. And as a group we work together towards the greater group good, which in our minds is showing our own artwork. No, really, art can change the world. I'm here tonight, Beth Heinley, to argue for a group of artists, Vox Populi, who are at the end of the world, and apparently amidst a mass flood. I'll do my best not to scoff at your Christian values and call this scenario out for what bullshit it really is. Need to get on your life raft. And let me apologize in advance for saying Vox Populi over and over. It's just that our name is so cool. I do hope that there are 23 seats left on this raft, and no, I am not including our director, events coordinator, and interns. Scratch that, I found the interns to be very useful. I'm assuming this is the end of the world, so no one's getting paid. Ha, it must be Tuesday. And our board, well, I'd rather not pretend they're not there. We'd rather pretend they're not there. As we move along here, after humanizing the group, showing you pictures of our cute faces, I am now going to let the screen display past member artists, and group exhibits within our space. In my experience from art school, I found art history class to be extremely boring, so I'll not go into detail over each piece, except begin the slideshow listing artist names in the order that they are featured: Becky Suss, Piper Brett, Aaron Murray, Paul Swinbeck, Leah Ballas, Linda Young, Gabriel Boyce, Jamie Dillon, Ava Wiley, Letha Wilson, Milano Chow, Will Hogarty, Kembra Fowler, Lily Cox, Richard Stand, and me. If I've learned anything from Vincent Romero, Robert Kirkman, Sam Raimi, and Joss Whedon, it's that what any survival group needs is a leader. Vox Populi can be that leader. Vox Populi stands today as the oldest, longest-lasting artist collective on this panel. We opened our doors in 1988 at 622 South 4th Street, later on to the then derelict neighborhood, Old City. As the rent went up, we moved on to the Gilbert Building at 13th and Cherry. Upon the expansion of the Convention Center, Vox moved yet again to the Vox Building. The 319 building. Sorry, folks, voice of the people. Are you noting here our resiliency, as well as our knack for urban planning? We don't fuss in crisis, we act. I mean, if you count the collectives on this panel today, you can match that to the amount of gallery spaces we've built. Also, as I look upon the panel today, I see a lot of familiar faces, like from last month's membership meeting. I mean, no, really, there's some past members there too. And the rest didn't make the cut. Well, there's always our annual juried exhibit, which is through Vox Populi's high standards, a worthy show for your submission. Selecting esteemed jurors from the contemporary art community in recent years: William Powell-Ida, Jason Musson, Hilary Harkness, and Hunter Braithwaite. As leaders of the community, Vox brings us here tonight, under the guise of Citywide, an idea that came to fruition through Vox member Christopher McManus, and this would certainly not be the only time Vox Populi strived to put its artist community in context. In our 2010 publication, Vox Populi Were Working on It, our director Andrew Suggs penned a portrait of not just Vox Populi's past and present, but the many art spaces that existed then and now, framing the importance of Vox Populi's identity within the landscape of the Philadelphia art scene. Do you go to art school here? Chances are your teacher's a Vox member. Vox Populi embraces foremost the artist, the individual. As much as we collaborate and work for free, we also vote. Yes, we believe in the individual. We understand what it means to have a little me time. As a member of our collective, we give you your own month to do your own thing. No, we're not worried you're going to experiment or do something drastic. In fact, we count on it. After all, we voted you in. Based upon... after all, people, art is subjective. And you were voted in on the notion that you are the best among your peers based upon your hard work, attention to detail, and MFA. Now, I am sick of hearing artist spaces pride on the fact that they do not show their own artwork. Well then, your members' shows are cloaked in bullshit. There is nowhere else except alternative spaces, or by chance you're friends with a curator, of getting your work shown on a regular basis. And your art needs that. You need to have solo shows, and you need an audience, even if you're not selling your work. For a non-commercial gallery to exist that offers not famous artists solo shows is freaking revolutionary, people. Also, joke's on you. Why limit yourself? Don't ever compromise creativity by limiting yourself to rules. Bylaws, sure, they can be changed. But rules, no. That said, curating is ego too, so shut up. I know from experience being a curator and as an artist of being curated. Moving on. We have a number of exhibits outside our membership, spotlighting emerging and internationally known artists. Guest artists are featured throughout our program, voted upon submission by our membership. Through our advocacy towards the individual artists, we have a varied membership from painters, sculptors, curators, writers, performers, and most importantly, for any artist collective, photographers. I mentioned that here to note your artwork is judged across many disciplines, which is pretty cool. Plus, it doesn't hurt to mention that if you were to pick one artist collective for your Raft, wouldn't you want the one that covered all the arts? Have I mentioned that I sing? In 2011, with the help of the James L. Knight Foundation, Vox Populi expanded its gallery space and artist studios. Yeah, we also rent artist studio space and built those too, for the record, to include Ox Performance Space. Since Ox has opened, we've opened hundreds more performance, music events, readings, lectures than we were in previous years. In addition to our own space, this also adds to the art scene as a whole. Currently, through the support of the Pew Center for the Arts and Heritage, we are hosting our first Ox Curatorial Fellow, Marissa Perel, nationally recognized writer, performer, and genuinely nice person. The fellowship fosters 2 months of curatorial research within the Philadelphia art scene, paired with 2 months of both educational and performance-based programming. We hope that upon the completion of the Ox Curatorial Fellowship, we will have hosted 4 fellows and 6 months of enriched performances, allocating that, yes, Philadelphia has a performance art culture outside the fringe. You're welcome. In March 2014, yes, the future, Vox Populi welcomes the exhibit Alien She, an exhibit curated by Astria Superac and Cece Moss, which forges the lasting impact on artists and cultural producers of the pioneering punk feminist movement, Riot Grrrl, featuring artists Miranda July, Allison Mitchell, L.J. Roberts, and Richard Tuttle. We like to travel. Vox Populi as a collective has traveled together to take part in exhibitions exchange with other alternative art spaces. In 2006, Washington, D.C. and Chicago. 2007, Cincinnati, Ohio. 2011, Tate Modern. That's in London. And this past spring, New Orleans. When it comes down to it, fellow rafters, you'll want a collective that understands the importance of packing your toothbrush or who to buy drugs from in a foreign country. We are a 501c3 nonprofit for real. Now, not that this matters for programming at the end of the world, but I did come with a little something extra to earn your votes. Now, this is an unfair advantage, I must admit. These artist collectives are mere babies compared to our history. They probably just finished their research comparing Fractured Atlas to other umbrella nonprofits. Okay, lastly, we've accommodated hundreds of art lovers every first Friday. And say what you will about our hallway. Our bathroom is so clean. And we always have toilet paper. Always. In the end, survivors, that's who you want on your ark. I mean Raft. Vox Populi would like to thank our supporters, the William Penn Foundation, Philadelphia Cultural Fund, Andy Warhol Foundation for Visual Arts, Pennsylvania Council on the Arts, Knights Foundation, Samuel P. Mandel Foundation, Samuel S. Fells Fund, Dolphinger McMahon Foundation, the Bear Foundation, Philadelphia Exhibitions Initiative, Victory Brewing Company, Fireball Printing, Scion, and Google. Okay. How long did that take me? How long did that take me? How long did that take me?